Mic on.
Good morning, everybody. Day 3, as you can see, hopefully in the screen, that is still the coin for the 750 giveaway, subscriber giveaway. Um, so today, I said that I would try to do a little bit more. Um, oh, there you go. Hey, good morning, Michael Kittle. Is there sound now?
Mic off. Mic on.
Good morning. Good morning, Coin Caption. Good morning, David Carlisle. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Uh, Mike says there's no sound. Can you guys hear sound? Anybody? Can anybody else hear sound? Oh, there you go. Loud and clear from Mike. Okay. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. So, as usual, today just is the normal questions and answers. You guys have questions. I will try to do the answering. If Michael's here, he will try to do answering as well, which I, of course, thoroughly appreciate. And so I said that I would try to have some sort of like a specific thing each time. So um, today I pulled out a little stack of just graded error coins. People seem to be fascinated with errors. I do enjoy them myself as well. So this is ones that I recently got back from Anax. Anax is a good submission service for errors if you don't want to pay a huge amount of money. I think it's like $9 a coin and then $6 for the error attribution. So it's like 15 bucks. You get it graded and you get it the error verified if you have if you're questioning whether the error is is there or not, if it's an actual error or if it's just damage to the coin or something something like that basically. So I guess we can start off. Again, the quarter that you see is the 1883 Hawaiian quarter I'll be giving away at 750 subscribers. But I think we're almost up to 600, so we're getting there. We've got almost 100 in the past month, so that's actually coming pretty quick. So I can't wait for that. That will be a whole bunch of fun. So I'll move that out of the way. And the first one is a 1944S. It's a silver war nickel with the reverse die break that goes down the S that actually makes it look like a dollar sign. See, there we go. Should be pretty good. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see if I can make it any clearer. I don't know if that makes it clear. I don't think so. More blurry? More clear. There we go. Yeah, so it's got a really cool die crack that goes down it, and it goes right through the center of the S and makes it look like the dollar sign. It's always a fun one to collect. This one wasn't a high grade, but it was a very, very strong version of it, especially because it was in a lower grade. It kind of has, dirt on both sides of the die crack, so it really makes it stand out. So I thought it was fun, worth it to get it graded. Just again, it's inexpensive, so that's always fun when it's inexpensive and you can get something graded. Let's see, any questions yet? No questions. All right, well, I'm glad you guys are all here. We'll take that one down and let's see what's next. This is a 1946S. It's a nickel as well. It's graded MS65, and it says it's struck on a defective blank. Let's see if I can figure out where that was at. Obviously, it's going to be on the front of the back. We'll figure it out. There we go. Okay. So if you look up at the top near unum, you can see how the edge looks like it's cracked or, a chunk of it's missing. You can also see like in America and at the end, the S in cents is kind of not really there. Um, the blank probably wasn't to weight 100%, and it just wasn't a good cut when it was popped out. So it was messed up when I got this at the coin store. Um, I got, obviously I get to look at it outside of the holder. I could look inside the cracks on the edge, and I could tell that it wasn't damage, that it was just how the metal was kind of sheared off, broken. So, you know, I took the chance and bought it. And then, of course, then took the chance and sent it in, and that's what it comes back at. Value for any of these, I really have no idea. Oh, Michael Kittle, can I zoom in more? Oh, I think so. Let's see, zoom in, view. There's that. Let's see, zoom in. Takes in, no, that. All right, hopefully that works a little better. Hopefully you can see that up near Unum a little better. Sorry about that. I will eventually. I've tried to make it go full screen, but when I make it go full screen, for some reason it won't actually show it, and I don't know why. I'm still trying to work on that. Why all of a sudden the scope turns off? It won't allow me to make the screen go full screen, so which is kind of weird. But there you go. Hopefully that's better. Can you zoom in to see? Oh, to see the error at least. Yeah. Okay, good point. Hopefully, let's see. All right, I'll try to bring it down. So that is a good point. I could probably do that. Sorry, mine's a hand adjust scope, so it's going to take a minute to zoom it in properly. There we go. And of course, I'm looking at a large screen versus you guys as well. So, all right. So there you go. You can kind of see the edge above Unum that's cracked, and when you look on the end of it, you can kind of see the grain of the metal. So it looks like it was sheared off. It doesn't look like it was damaged. It looked like it was broken. So that's the reason that I decided to send that one in for what it was. So hopefully you guys can see that. Let's see what's next. This was a fun one. This one I was not sure it was damage or not. Most people, when you see like a straight cut out of a coin, most people think of a clip as, the crescent curve. Let's see if I can figure this one out. There we go. Right there. And then zoom out. All right, so, and then I'll have to zoom out a bit to get to it. There we go. All right, so this is a large cent, but it almost looked damaged. It's an 1852 large cent. And as you can see right there, there's that chunk missing out of it. But I was pretty sure it was a clip, even though it was more straight than curved, because how the metal flows into the cut, it makes it more seem like it was done at the planchet phase versus the like a damage phase. Damage normally would retain part of the outside denticles and the border of the coin. So this one, it didn't have that, which means it probably didn't have that when the coin was struck. So yeah, sent that one in. It got a very fine 20. Again, have no idea what it's worth. It's probably worth whatever somebody will pay for it, but it is an error on an 1852 large cent. So, and what's kind of cool is when they're errors where they're missing metal, ANAX puts the weight of the coin so that you know how much metal it's missing. And this one weighs 10.41 grams. They put it right there on the label, so you get to know that information as well, which is kind of nice. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'll move it up a little bit. You can see the date. It's not an amazing coin. Obviously, it's just a very fine. It's not the greatest whatsoever, but it's a, it's a nice coin, and it might even have a slight bit of rim damage right there below where the clip is. You can see there's another little chunk missing. I think that's actually just a little bit of rim damage. I don't think that's anything that was done in the minting process. I think that was afterwards. So, even with that, sometimes errors with a little bit of rim damage, errors will get graded solidly because they're an error. So they kind of give a little sometimes. All right, let's see. Here is this. Let's see if I can make it a little better. There we go. Hopefully y'all can see that. Actually, let me grab it real quick. This is a 1922S. It's AU50 according to ANAX, and this is a reverse lamination error. When the metal was made, it probably had a bubble in it, a little bubble, and when it was struck, the pressure of that made that bubble push a piece of the metal up, and as you can see, it popped out from the design, and it kind of layered over like a leaf afterwards, and it's still there, which is nice. Normally, a lot of the laminations actually don't keep the metal there, so this lamination folded over and is still there. So it's nice to have, um, and not necessarily rarer on large coins like silver dollars, but a lot of people don't send them in for grading.
Mic off. Mic on.
Sorry, I had to cough. So a lot of people don't send them in for grading, so they tend to just get traded back and forth as silver dollars do. But this one came in a flip that said it had a reverse lamination. I paid the premium for it so I could get it, and then of course sent it in to ANAX so that oh yeah, on the opposite side of the coin for the large cent. Here, I'll go back to that. Yes, Mike's right. On the opposite side of, I'm looking at that backwards. All right, hold on. Let's see. There it is. You can see on the reverse as well, where the large cent is. It's weakly struck, and even there's like I said, they do tend to give a little with error coins. There's a gouge in the A from its life as a regular coin. So it was treated as a regular coin, and it just is. So, all right, and then back to the dollar. Yeah. So I mean, it's a nice coin. It's not a mint state or anything. It was just a circulated coin for a while. But again, because of that, normally you would lose the lamination from the actual metal that came out would normally be lost and caught on someone's pocket and ripped off or in anything. So it's nice that it retained that in it. So those are always fun to pick up when you can. They're not normally very expensive. If your local dealer, when you guys can get back to that, the opposite side of the coin, not the other side. No, there's nothing wrong with the other side of the. I'll go back again. That does happen. Mike is right, but I don't think it happened on this one. Oop, there we go. There's the opposite side of the coin, exactly straight across. Boop. Oh, I guess above states might be a little bit weak. He might be right. All the denticles are there. It's pretty sharp on this side, though. It's a pretty nice strike right there. Pretty decent. So, yeah, between me and Mike, we do tend to know just about everything there is, and if not, we can certainly question each other and figure that part out. All right, so next, this is a 1926 Lincoln Cent. This one is a curved clip. Oh, there it is at the top. All right, I had to find it. It's a small curved clip, as you can see. Let me see if I can zoom in actually because it's so small. There we go. It's quite tiny. The only reason I sent it in is for no other reason than it's 1926. That's it. It's a very, very small clip. I normally try to get much larger clips than that, but yeah, it was a 1926 cent. So it was kind of worth it just for the heck of it to send it in. And I've got a really good setup with Anax. I don't even think I pay $15 when I send them in. I think my total is $9, so that's always nice. Hey, how's it going, young coin hunter? But yeah, this one won't really show much on the other side because it's such a small clip. It's just barely missing the edge. So, oh, good, you finished your schoolwork. Wow, that's nice. Oh, I guess if you're back east, it's noon already. Yeah, hopefully everyone, if you get your kids, they're still working on their schoolwork. School starts back today, at least here in California and Los Angeles. Last week was spring break. Even though they've been off for a few weeks, it's already back to, they got a whole week off for spring break. So I'm sure they'll get right back at it shortly today. It's only 9 o'clock here, so. All right, so there's that one. What is next? It's going pretty good here, young coin hunter. Just having fun, showing off some coins. All right, so this is a 1935S. They graded it AU58 with a reverse rim burr. We're gonna have to find that right there. Okay. Let me see if I can put it more in the middle and then zoom in. Let's see, zoom in. Nope, have to zoom out a little bit. Can't get too close. There we go. I thought it was more like a lamination. I guess because maybe the lamination is on the rim, they call it a rim burr. But the lamination again stayed. Um, it's still there, so it's kind of nice. Uh, how much does it send Aaron possible undiscovered errors for grading? Undiscovered errors are the same cost as regular errors. They're not anything. They don't charge anything extra, Mikey. Um, it should still be around $15 for the total submission. It's normally $9 or $10, and then $5 or $6 for the attribution of the error. But the best thing to do is wait for a local coin show where Anax sets up. Luckily, Mike and I work closely with Anax, and they set up at almost every show we go to. I think there's only 2 shows that they don't set up at, and that's because they're just single day small shows, and they don't want to pay their person to come set up at a single day small show. But when we actually run a 3-day show together in August, and we actually give them a table. We want them to come, and so we give them a table, and that's one of our main times that we even submit. So, um, but for errors and varieties, yeah, it's about $9 or $10 to submit, and then another 5 or 6 for the attribution, and then you got to worry about shipping. If you can only ship it in, it's going to cost you, 15-20 bucks. Or a small flat rate if it's only like 1 coin or something. You want to make sure you get it tracked. But then return shipping is always the beast. It could be 20 or 30 bucks. So you want to make sure that it's inexpensive per coin. So if you have the time to save up, try to save up 20 or 30 coins if possible. That'd be the best way to go. But that's just what makes life easier. I try to always save up around 100 coins before I submit, just to make sure it's worth it. And I do my best to submit and then pick up at a show as well, if possible. How's it going, Matt? How you doing? How's it going, Gareth? Good to see you. Yes, good luck in the giveaway, everybody. I couldn't even put a stupid joke in that one. That's funny. But for varieties, you'd have to get variety attributed by somebody before sending it in for grading. Young coin hunter, no. No, you wouldn't, because that's what they do. That's their job. I don't tell them what the errors are when I write it down on a piece of paper. I just say that, that the 1926 has an error. I don't say that it's a clip. I make them tell me what the problem is. That's the best way to do it. If you think it's a one of a kind, it's the first one out there, then yeah, you'll say something. You'll say, this is, you'll do a full description of what the problem is with that coin. How's it going, Perry? Um, but it's not going to be on normal basis. You just tell them it's an error, and they're going to do all the rest from there. That's literally their job. All right, so this one's 1941S AU50, and it's broad struck. So that's the plastic. Let's see if we can center it a little better. I'm gonna have to zoom out for this one. Again, sorry, my scope is a manual adjust scope, but I'll move it down and zoom back, and you can see the broad struck much closer at the top. Come on, you. There we go. You can see the broad struck right there above "In God We Trust." And to be broad struck, the coin was outside of the collar when it was struck, so basically it was just swished out, um, thus making the coin broad. Yeah. So let's see. Plastic didn't break and it's still intact. All right. Yeah, Mikey. If you had issues with your early 1970s, you can also treat them like they're 1980s. Just twist them side to side and they break. It's just easier. Normally they pop into sections, the 70s ones. But yeah, you can just turn them side to side and they'll break apart. Yeah. Do you guys get pieces of webbing at the coin shop? Every now and again, sure. Most of the stuff, well, actually, everything that's at the coin store, other than maybe like 2020 proof sets, 2020 eagles, like proof eagles, not even mint state eagles. We um, we get those from the mint. Everything else, I mean, absolutely everything else, walks in through the door. Oh, I guess supplies. We order supplies as well from supply dealers, but everything else walks in the store. Oh, the proof set opened without breaking. Yeah. Oh, that happens. Sorry, I see what you're saying. Sorry. Yeah, that happens too. It can just come apart without breaking into pieces. Sometimes they are sealed a little better. Sometimes not. So yeah, sometimes, especially the really modern proof sets, 2012 and newer, about when you twist those, they just pop into two pieces. They're barely sonically sealed. So if you have to break apart new proof sets, those don't even go shattering into pieces. Those just pop right apart, and you can just pop the coins right out. So the new proof sets are really easy. I guess I could try to see if I can locate one of those proof sets and crack it as well on another one. So um, yeah. So all right. So this was the 1941 Broadstruck. I got like 4 or 5 left. Obviously, this is a Q&A, so you guys can ask any other questions, like you guys are. But just so that everyone knows, we can definitely be happy to answer any questions. Good morning, Paula. All right, so this is a 1911S major. They call this a major obverse lamination. There we go. So 1911S, the early San Franciscos are certainly slightly better. They will definitely cost you a little bit of extra money when you're buying them for your book at home. Um, Again, I do believe this one came into the coin shop. Kind of one of the perks of working there is if something comes across, I almost always get first chance at buying it, unless it's something that the boss wants to put on eBay, or there are specific other collectors, that he sets certain things aside for. So, I don't always get first chance, but on certain little things, especially errors, he's not a fan of errors. Personally, in the raw, if they're certified, fantastic. They're easy to sell. If they're raw, he doesn't like them because they could be damaged. They could not be damaged. He doesn't like to. He doesn't like to deal with those. So, but this one was fun. It was obvious it was a lamination. The piece was still there. It being a nice early 1911 S, that's always fun as well. Then for pre-64 sets, all you got to do is cut it. That is a fact, young coin hunter. All you got to do is just cut the film. Do know that the earlier the proof set, if your goal is to fill up a book, that's fantastic. You go ahead, do your thing. But if you're trying to retain value, try to always keep them in as much of the original mint packaging as possible, just so that because that's where all the money is. If you have the older ones from the early 50s where they're in the boxes, those are worth even more. If they're still sealed in the boxes, it's worth even more. If they still have the original mint envelopes or boxes that they came in, they're worth even more. So the more you have of originality, the better for the early stuff. Just so you know, if you guys come across something like that out in the world and you have a chance to buy it and you're like, oh wow, I got this nice beautiful 1952 proof set, and I didn't have to pay a huge amount for it, and it's in the original box and everything, and I'm just going to cut it out. Don't. You can probably sell it for a good enough premium to where you can buy yourself another 52, proof set that's just in flips or that's in a Capital Plastics holder and have 50 or 60 bucks to spare. So originality, people do collect the originality and like to keep it that way. So um, yeah, yeah, California is always a fun place to visit. I live here, and like I said, California is always a fun place to visit. Yep. One day. So all right, so that's the 11S. That's a nice coin. I don't think any of these got details grades that I'm bringing out today. I could be wrong, but this was literally just the last order I received from ANAX before they shut down for the coronavirus. So at the moment they're still closed. All right, so this, let me see if I can. It's a 1964D. It's a straight clip, and they say it weighs. There it is, right up top above his head. And they say it weighs 2.45 grams. I don't know that it's missing anything, but maybe a hundredth of a gram. That's, as you can see, it's barely missing anything. But it came in, and if you can tell on the upper part where it's such a sharp, almost looks like a slice, that's what led me to believe that it was a clip, not an error, not a problem. So, and it did get a mint state grade, which kind of shocked me. It more appears to be an high AU, a 55 or a 58, but apparently they don't. You can see in the hair it almost looks like there's a little bit of rub near that little black spot, but they didn't consider it that, so they are the grading company. They are the, as long as it stays in this holder, that's where it's going to be. So unless somebody feels it necessary to crack it out, which I don't know why they would. This says everything about the error, and it's not a rare coin either A with an error or by itself. It's a very common, just a silver dime. But it had that little light error, and yeah, just pulled it aside for that reason. It's probably only worth in the 10, 15, $20 range, somewhere in the $10 to $20 range, just for somebody who wants it just to have a silver dime that has an error. So that's basically it for that one. Nothing spectacular on that one, just a nice error silver dime. Yes, they do, Mike. They do look much better outside of the plastic, but they, the value. It's all about the value. I can't leave a proof set unopened. I have to check them for varieties. It's a sickness. No, Paula, it's not. That's what a lot of people do at the coin store. We do get quite a few unopened sets, and we actually tend to sell almost all of our unopened sets on eBay. And they go for a very significant premium just because of that, because of the people who want to be the person who cracks it open because it's been sealed from the mint since whatever year. And even common uh, mid-modern proof sets, 70s, 80s, where they're not huge values like the early silver proof sets, people will still pay a huge amount um, to be the first one to look at it to see if they can find errors or issues or anything. So it's not a sickness. It's just, hey, you're trying to be that person who's going to find that next $100,000 coin. So, you know, again, that's one of my things. I was always a coin collector until I started working at the coin store, and I'm still a coin collector. Obviously, I still have all my coins, but it's amazing. I do take a little bit longer than the boss does looking at everything. So, yeah. All right, so this is a MS62 1943D Lincoln Cent. This has a major straight clip, and it only weighs 2.56 grams. So right there, you've been looking at the clip. There you go. You can see it is missing a sizable chunk of the cent. Again, if you look at the edges, it's how the metal flowed into the clip is what led me to believe that it was a clip and not just someone cutting a chunk off or grinding a chunk off of a cent, because that is quite common. That is, yeah, that's correct, Mike. Michael Kittle is if you find an error in a proof set, keep it intact and send the whole thing in, even if you're only getting, even if it's just the quarter that has the error. Send the whole proof set in so that they see it's still sealed in original mint packaging. It came from the mint that way. Um, and then that's the way that they can they'll remove it properly and grade it and then send you the rest of the coins back, which is not look at the opposite side for Blakesley also. Blakesley. Paula, I don't know what Blakesley means. Let's see. So that's the opposite side of that. That's the opposite side from there. And then we'll look down at the date. Almost looks like a little bit of a fingerprint. Weakness. Oh, weakness on the opposite side. Well, maybe near. No, this one doesn't seem to have it either. Could be wrong. But it's a nice coin for a steel cent to have an error. I do try to always snag those whenever I can. And the last one I have, this is a 1926D. It came back in a solid good 4 grade. It has a curved clip with a weight of 2.92 grams. Where's the clip at? There it is, over below Liberty. So there you go. It's a very small clip. Sorry, there's a little dust on the. There we go. It's a very small curved clip, but again, it's how the metal flows into the into the clip. Because the clip is already there before the design is struck onto it. So a lot of the times what you'll see is that from both the obverse and the reverse, the metal will flow into the clip itself and then flow down from the rim. So if it's like that, it's a pretty good chance that it's not manufactured, because when people do it, they use scissors and the ones that can cut metal, especially soft copper, and it's jagged and it's not flowing. It's scratched and ugly. So yeah, in the rim near Trust. Oh, very good. Yes, I see that, Mike. So it's just looking at coins all day and looking at you know cents for 30 plus years, because that's how I started. My dad used to go when I was a kid. He'd go to the bank. He'd bring home a box of 25 bucks, and um, I'd finish $25 a night, and he'd take it back the next day. We'd re-roll it, and he'd take it back the next day, and he would buy the Wheaties from me for 2 cents each, even though it was his money. I got to look through, and I could keep any Wheaties I wanted, and anything that I found that was cool. So whenever I found counter stamps or anything else, I was allowed to keep it. But he would buy the Wheaties from me for 2 cents each, even though they're his. So it was incentive to make money. So yeah, it was always fun for me. So I would go through 5 boxes a week, and I did that for years. Until I turned about 12, and then I would go to the bank and I could get orders, I think, of 20 boxes, possibly 10 boxes, 20 boxes, and then I would try to go through those during the week and then return them, um, as one instead of just one box a night. But yeah, it was seriously fun. I always loved it. I still do it. I do kind of cheat a little bit. No, hold on. I'll tell you about that in a second. Let's see. Mike says I found an 80. I didn't see that. Sorry, Mikey. I found an 87S improperly annealed planchet error in a proof set. Is that common error to find in proof sets? Yes. Yes. Quite common, actually. Doesn't mean it's not. If it comes out a high grade, doesn't mean it's not something that might be desirable. But late 80s, early to mid 90s, they had lots of problems um, with the annealing of copper, and even to today, they still have issues every now and again. They're not very. You'd think they would just stick with maybe 90% uh, copper on their proofs. That they would just stick with that type of a planchet and just leave the proofs nice like they did in 2009. But no, they're not very very good with those necessarily. Yeah, ASC 82 cent with a die crack. Yep, 82s and 3s are quite common with die cracks. You found a 43 Merc dime with a die crack obverse. Yeah, those are cool. Yeah, Mercury dimes. You got to realize they didn't really care all that much, and they still really don't, unless the die, unless it's for, say, silver eagles or gold eagles or platinum eagles. Until a die explodes, they really don't care. So it's the U.S. government. They'll spend huge amounts of money and let it go. So um, let's see. Yeah, zinc are 2.5 grams and copper are 3.1 grams. Mikey, if you don't have a scale, you can get one on Amazon. They're really cheap. You just go on there and get a gram scale. You can get them for less than $10. I think they're very inexpensive, and they're really really accurate. So, which is nice. They'll normally go to the hundredth, not just the tenth when it comes to the grams. So you can definitely Or yeah, you could make a balance. Michael Kittle says you can make a little balance scale, which works just as well. So yeah, you balance something like a popsicle stick or a ruler, put a 81 or earlier on one side, and then the other coin. If it bounces, it's copper. If not, it's zinc. That's true. Now back to my cheaty little way is I actually have a machine that sorts it for me. It doesn't tell me the dates, but it sorts the copper from the zinc, and it will do on average about 150 to $180 face value per hour. So it is a beast, even though it's small. It's only maybe 6 inches by 6 inches by 10 inches tall. Tiny little thing. But it is a beast of a little machine, and it just plows through coins. So it definitely, probably not worth the investment. It cost almost $600 when I bought it years ago. I think they're more now, but yeah, sweet gold Indian. Yeah, that's the retained die cut error that Mike has. I think he's actually had probably more than anybody else ever for the 1927s, because most people don't seem to look for those, and he went on a rampage looking for them, and he found amazing amounts of them, and he's had the best grades, I think, and I think he still has one or two. You want me to do a video of me running the machine? I can do that. I'll probably try to set that up for this afternoon. Then try to do a little video of the machine running and how it sorts. Um, I know that you can actually probably look it up. Other people have done videos on them. That's a Rydale coin sorting machine. Um, but I'd be happy to do a video on that. I like this is fun for me getting back into doing stuff. It gives me the mornings to sit and communicate with other people. Like at least I'm just because I only normally get to go to the coin store, communicate. I got family. Happy to have family, of course, which is fantastic. But it's also nice to be able to get out and talk to people. But here in California, we just got the notice that we are to hunker down until at the earliest May 15th. So we have at least another month at home. So, which is fine. We've kind of got our things worked out. The kids do their homework. We have lunch. We've got it figured out. But still nice to be able to talk to other people, keep the mind brewing, hopefully help other people if they need any help. Paul, they were not annealed. Hmm. Mikey, you're talking about where it bubbles up, right, on the copper for your error, your proof error, because that is a very common error. Maybe it's not annealing, but it is a very common error. I just don't know what it would be called. I would have thought it would have been annealing too. Let's see. I have a roll of BU 82 cents from coin roll hunting. Yeah, that's a good roll to have. 82s are chock full of different things to look for. People would once I actually get my other camera working versus not working. I have it. I've been able to get it to work on the computer, Michael Kittle, but it still does not seem to want to work at a normal pace, and I can't figure out because I've watched 3 videos on people who use the exact same camera. I've done exactly what they've said to do, and it works on their computer and it won't work on mine. I don't know why. I've even had to go as far as to do a full factory reset on my computer and it still won't work. So, not 100% sure why. I'm going to figure it out, or I'm just going to order a $30, webcam and plug that damn thing in and just get started and figure it out. And it's just not going to be the best video. So I'd rather it be the best video I can. That's why I went out and got a nice DSLR so that I could show everybody nice with a good picture quality. But we'll see. We'll get it figured out. After yes, for the machines, after they're sorted for me, all I do is sort out the wheat cents. I can throw down, a bucket or something of like $100 copper and sort out the wheat cents in about an hour. Um, because I'm just looking for wheats, I'm not looking for anything else. All the rest of the copper I put into a bag, because there are people throughout the country who buy the bags of coins from me, the copper ones, and here probably comes blasphemy to most of you, but I send them off. They normally clean them and then they squash them. Um, I tend to squish, elongate around 500,000 to a million coins per year. Um, so scale to weight coins, 2 decimal places suitable for coins, not for gold. Yeah, $15 Amazon Prime delivered. That's pretty cool. Um, yeah. So I sort those, and the coppers go out to people, and they clean them and then use them for elongating. And me personally, I only use uncirculated rolls of coppers for squishing. So unless otherwise the order calls for something else. So, and I don't even check those for all the varieties because the amount of time to check every single coin for every single variety, I don't have enough time in my life. So it's just not possible. So I have to, if I get rolls or a bag of 1969 S's, of course I'm going to check that. Same with 70 S's, I set those aside, but to check for large date, small date. Um, but other than that, really, I don't check. I just squish, and they go away. So let's see. You looked on the eBay store for wheat bags, but you don't see any. Paula, I don't know if the store has any. Normally, we count on customers who come in and they bring us. Somebody brings in a roll. Somebody brings in 10 rolls. Somebody brings in 5 Wheaties. That's how we get our Wheaties at the store. But the store is now closed, other than by appointment only. And I mean, I'm sure he'd still be buying anything. Um, he'd still buy anything from people as they came in for appointments, but we don't have the constant stream of customers coming in. So it's not, there's probably not any bags. Pretty sure he's probably sold them all off. Luckily, I got one before all this ended for Mike. So I tried buying one at the store, and he's like, they're just selling too well on eBay. I wonder why. Um, I've heard a bunch of you guys have been going there, so which is fantastic. You're supporting the store, but I actually had to win one off of eBay for Mike. So we won one that way, and it's sitting here. And hopefully, when I get the chance to go out to Mike's place, I'm going to go drop it off as well. Yeah, so that's about it. But yeah, I squash too many coins probably. All it takes is one 69S double offers, and it makes up for all of it. Yep. But again, I don't just squash those. I do not squash the 69S's. All right, so we'll put this sucker back out there. This is the 1883 Hawaiian Quarter I'll be giving away at 750 subs. And I guess this more comes to the Q&A part of this. I mean, we've been asking questions and stuff during it all, but I figure now we're kind of down to the end of it. I showed the little stack of errors, and I'll try to figure something else out for tomorrow. But let's see. Any questions, I can answer, or Mike can answer, or we also have the little bit of the other community here. Hopefully somebody else will be able to answer it if we don't know. So, hello, Benjamin. 1929 silver coin from Italy and BU for $12. That might be a decent price for that coin there, Mikey. I want to find an Expo elongated on a Canadian large cent. That, Paula, is going to be a harder thing to do, especially since the person who, this is rough, I knew him for a while. The person who knew, sorry, I should turn that off. The person who I bought all of my rare elongated coins from, he passed away last month. His name was Ray Dillard. Some of you may have known him. He was definitely the elongated coin man. He did it for 50 years, maybe. I'm only going on just over a decade for me doing elongated coins, and he had what was considered the king of all elongated coins. It was a Hawaiian half dollar that was rolled on that was rolled with the 1893 Columbian Expo design. It's in quite a few books, but you can dream. Yeah, they are out there. They are just very hard to come by. I will have to check my collection. There are some early coins, but maybe not in 1893, that are on Canadian coins specifically. And I'm just trying to think, I might have an 1893 on a Canadian quarter. I know I've got an 1893 on a Flying Eagle cent. That's cool. But the Flying Eagle, or sorry, a Canadian large cent. Those are going to be harder to come by. Definitely harder to come by. Oh, that's nice, Mikey. Someone gave you an 1822 large cent in great condition. Yeah. Oh, I like that, Mike. I like that because I actually have coins that I have sent in that have come back because I thought they were errors. And they came back as not errors. And I think I've saved those. I'll have to locate them. But that would be fun. I could grab some more errors because this was just the little stack that I just got back from Anax. I've got a few, other stacks. I do enjoy errors. But I definitely think I have 5 or 6 that I sent in that I thought were errors and came back non-errors. So that would be fun. Maybe I could do that one of these days. I'll have to try to figure out where I put those because I really have no idea. I know I kept them, and I know I kept them in their what they call body bags, which is the return slip. And I think they were from NGC because at one point NGC had a deal, so I sent in a bunch to them. But yeah, that would be fun. Ooh, I'll have to see if I can find this. Yeah. So I will work on more and more ideas so that if I can do this like a Monday through Friday type of thing in the mornings, we can all talk and chat. Obviously, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours, but I'm at almost 600 subs, and I think last time I checked 300 hours, so I'm not even close to the 4,000 hours. So I'm not really going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to have fun with it at least. You found a 1918 wheat cent that someone used a hammer to smash it. Yeah, that's not an error though. That's definitely not an error. How's it going, Lincoln Central? That's too bad they smashed it with a hammer, but it's definitely something different. So you can stick that in a flip, and because even with some oddball damage stuff, I stick them in flips, and I've got boxes of stuff that I've just over the years I've just shoved away just for fun. So just to keep stuff, and you wrote, "Oh, found it in a roll," or you write on the flip what where you found it. So because collecting coins is collecting coins is collecting coins. It's always fun to just keep everything you find if you can. Good morning, Alistair. How you doing? There's a tornado watch in Maryland. Yeah, the tornado situation is not very good, and with everyone staying home, it's definitely not very good. So hopefully people manage to get to a safe place and get secure, and nobody gets hurt if it comes. So if any of you are out there, make sure you know this stream will always be there later. If something's coming, go. Be safe. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. We're having heavy storms in Maryland. Yeah, we're getting mild rain here in California, which is actually kind of rare. Normally we don't get much, so it would be nice if we had heavier storms and such. Ooh, you got a spot of good news today. What is that, good sir? Young coin hunter, have we ever bought a counterfeit coin for the real coin's value? The answer is yes, absolutely. The most coin stores will say no, they're lying. Almost every coin store has bought coins for the real value. It happens. They make really nice counterfeits, like really nice counterfeits. I happen to be a jack of all collectors, so I collect counterfeits as well. I think I've got just over 1,200 different ones, and some of those include gold, and they are actual gold, with the same purity and the same weight. And you can't tell the difference unless you have the books that tell you to look exactly what to look for. So, approve. Just now waiting for unemployment in this stimulus check. I'll shut down. Yeah, it looks like everyone. Yeah, Alistair. Everyone's jobs are at least for us here in California, specifically Los Angeles. We are to shelter in place until the earliest is May 15th. So it's good that they got you approved. And just waiting on unemployment. Sadly, unemployment, yeah, they didn't have that set up for this because it should be able to be rolled out a lot faster. And then the stimulus checks, everyone's waiting on those. So yeah, it's always hard to have to apply for something when you're so used to being able to you know manage for yourself. But that's why it's there. It is for people who need it, and during the times when there's struggle in their life. That's why you pay into it. That's why it should be there. It is for people who need it for those certain times, and you use it when you need it, and then you get back to work, and then you can get off of it. So that's the whole point of it. And I'm glad you were approved, and hopefully it'll get you quick. And yeah, hopefully everything gets to you quick, and you're able to get back on your feet and get back at it like you want to be. Oh, thank you, Lincoln Central. I appreciate that. Yep, exactly, Michael Kittle. That's exactly right. We've all paid in, and during the good times, so that when the bad times come, that's what it's there for, is to help us out when we need the help. That's why we're happy to pay into it. So yes, Michael Kittle, that is correct. There are even fake coins that have been certified by NGC or PCGS. And normally they will make it right if the holders are genuine. Yeah, if they messed up and put a fake coin into one of their holders, then they do normally make it right. If you've bought a counterfeit holder, well, then that's kind of normally going to be on you because the holder itself is fake as well as the coin. So, and there are very, very convincing counterfeits out there of slabs. So, you do have to be careful of that too. Nowadays, they're putting little RFID chips in the holders, so you'll be able to check that as well. Another way for the security to so they're not counterfeited. You can check those. You just hold the coin in the slab up to your phone, and boom, it automatically pops right up. Uh, the unemployment rate will most likely be higher than the Great Depression, just because there's that many more people. You've had 100 more people, 100 more years of people. So most likely it will be, if you're going off percentages, it will probably be very similar. But if you're talking about an actual number of people, then yeah, there will probably be more people on unemployment currently than there was then. Let's see, the numbers might go pretty high, but it should be very short term. Yeah, it should be a very short term. Not it should this should not be years long. That's funny. You guys are funny. Oh Lord. Can you show the reverse of the coin you are showing? Absolutely. Oop, there we go. That is that $quarter from Hawaii. It doesn't have any real issues. I do believe there was a coining. Yes, there was a coining early on in its life. When it was made. A cleaning early on in its life. But as you can tell, it's kind of dirtied back up just underneath the top layer of its life. You can tell that at one point it was probably polished on somebody's shirt or something. It's not heavy hairlines, it's not scratches or anything. It's just a nice coin. But it would probably get if someone sent it in, it might get a cleaning attached to the grade. So but for a type coin, to have a nice type coin um, from Hawaii, even though that is before it was a state, it is this is way back in 1883. Um, it's just a nice thing to have. So, um, sorry, my daughter was making fun in the background. Uh, so bid is $1. No, no bidding on this one. This one somebody's gonna get for free. So no bidding there. Oh, that's fun. You guys are funny. Good morning, Dennis. How you doing? You just got here. Yeah, this is kind of going to be closer to the end of the stream. We're all just chatting right now. We already showed all of our errors in the first hour, but definitely here just to chat and talk with people. If anybody wants to ask any questions, what does it say in English? Um, well, let's see. Michael Kittle might know that. It's Michael Kittle. Do you know that? Because I actually don't know that. Michael Kittle has family in Hawaii. If Little Nitrate was here, or not Little Nitrate, Silver Nitrate was here, maybe Little Nitrate as well. They're in Hawaii. They might know. The life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. Holy crap! Wow. Okay, thank you, Mr. Kittle. I appreciate that. No worry, Dennis. No worry at all. This always goes up, and anybody can watch it later, see what they missed. So, Hapa equals quarter. Oh, okay. Or yeah, Hapa, Hapa, Hapa. It's funny. I think all were done in Philadelphia. Okay, Philadelphia is where it was made. Yeah, I actually bought my quarter from Mike. Not this one, the one that's in my typeset. I ended up buying that from Michael Kittle Rare Coins as well. He had a nice Gem MS65 come in and a PCGS holder, and that just lured my eye. He brought it in one evening for show and tell at a coin club, and San Francisco Mint is correct. Okay, they were all made in San Francisco. And he brought it in, and it just caught my eye, and I ended up having to take it home from him. He didn't even get to take it home that night from the coin club meeting. I don't even know if he had it up on his website yet before I bought it. So it's always nice, you know, coming to the meetings in person. Sometimes you get the chance to get really amazing coins. And I do want to thank everybody who was able to come on Friday to the Glendale Coin Club meeting here online. I do see some of you because I remember having to write your guys' names down on the tickets. Yeah, San Francisco minted coins for absolutely everybody. So did the Philadelphia Mint, for lots of other countries as well, not just provinces or what would become our states. But I do appreciate everyone coming on Friday for the meeting. It was good. It was our first go at it. It will probably get a little bit smoother next month. We may have a little bit of an auction along with our giveaway. All everything goes to support the club, while the clubs, probably across the country, all the clubs are shut down. So, and yeah, we had 75 to 85 people consistently in there during the meeting. So, oh, hold on one second. My daughter's asking a question.
Mic off. Mic on.
So it was nice to have quite a few people there. So I do appreciate that. And yeah, we're gonna have a speaker again next time. And we do have a speaker every month at our normal coin club meetings. So once things get back at it, if we can get good enough internet at the local library where we have a room, um, we may try to set up a remote little setup there. Mic off, mic on. Yeah, I'd turn the mic off so I could talk to my daughter. Mic's back on. Oh, maybe it said that. That's funny. You guys probably heard that. um, that was his daughter. Yeah. Well, oh, I thought it said my cough. That's funny. But we're gonna try to set up a like a remote laptop with a camera so that we can actually share our meetings with all of you guys as well when we actually go back to meetings, because we don't want to just start up meetings here online and then in 3 months when we can go back to having regular meetings go, oh, by the way, that's it. Hopefully you guys can come to our meetings, but you guys live all over the country, so and or the world, so um, it's not gonna be. It says it really loud. Wax on, wax off. God, you guys. So yeah, so we're gonna try to set it up to where from now on we have remote viewing at our meetings. Always remember breathe. Yeah, I know. You know me at the meetings. I'm also the auctioneer at our meetings. So when there's a live auction at our meetings, you guys will like seeing that because I actually stand up there. I'm the auctioneer. I'm not uh like a like an auctioneer on the ranch. I don't do the very fast talk, but I can go through about 100 items in about an hour and a half at the coin club. So yeah, so we will have you all there, and we do 2 meetings a month. One for the Glendale Coin Club, which you guys were all just a part of, and one for the Verdugo Hills Coin Club. They both meet at the same place. They both have basically the same grouping of people who run them, but there are others that don't really. We've tried to get them to merge in the past because it would just be easier, but there are others who still hold out, who have been there for a long time, which is fine, and keep them separate clubs. So, but I don't. But I do that to the meetings. Oh yeah. Michael, does he talk for 10 minutes straight, then take a deep breath? Yeah, I know. I just yammer. And yes, I don't ever stop talking. Apparently, thanks. I'm sure my dad will tell you that too. He's there in the chat. So I don't know. Whenever my brain doesn't ever shut off. Sorry. So yes, I have no idea. We'll just try to make the meetings available to people because we always have speakers. We can always share that information. It would be very hard to have 100 people online part of the auctions, so the auctions are still going to stay just to the people who are in house, but we'll probably have them going so that you guys can see the whole experience of the meeting because it shares information. Oh, it's a compliment. No, it's fine. I know I just yammer and yammer and yammer. So I know that. And I'm I'm newer at this part, the streaming part, so it's hard for me to know when to shut up and read the chat versus actually talking. So, how's it going, Coins USA? So I'm figuring that part out along with everything else. Yeah, everyone should. If you have the opportunity, just like Mikey is saying, if you have the opportunity to make a little video, go ahead and make a video. We're all basically stuck at home sometimes, if not all the time. And the more content that's out there, that's fantastic. So that would be great to that'd be great to have more content out there. So Mikey, if you get some wheat cents and you go through them, that'd be fantastic. Make a little video, share it with us, share it with all of us. Let us know what you find. So that'd be cool. I don't know if anything else. I don't know how to do the go to somebody else, the raid. So I'll figure that out eventually. But if there's any other questions, be happy to help. If not, I'll call it there and go make some breakfast or early lunch for everybody here. And then I'm sure there's other stuff going on right now. I've shot a lot of videos in the past 4 weeks, but we'll never post them. They're all too depressing. Okay, that's funny because I have probably a dozen videos I'll never. I think I've actually just deleted them because yeah, no, not happy with how they come out. Go get on PS4 and yell at 11-year-olds beating me. Now that's funny, Mike. That's funny. Yes. The Nanshiba camera with the microscope working at the same time, but the videos will come soon. Oh, nice. Yeah, I just have my old. It's an Amscope. It's an actual microscope where you look through little eye holes, and I used it for when I did hobo carving, and it just it's slow when it comes to zooming in on stuff. So I'm figuring it out. Have a good day, Paula. You're gonna go do some gardening. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Um, wow, that's not good, Alistair. Yeah. But yeah, I will call it here. I think Mike said that the chat goes for another couple minutes after this, so you guys can keep on chatting. I'm gonna go make some breakfast. I should do some hobo carving videos. I can possibly do some hobo videos. Doubt it's gonna be of me carving. Um, or even a live stream. I doubt it's going to be of me doing that because there's such a delay between the camera and the TV to show it under the microscope, and you can't have the camera and the eyeballs going at the same time. So, but we'll figure stuff out. I have lots of stuff I can show off. So maybe we'll bring out some hobos later on. I'll set up the Rydale coin sorter, and I'll do a little video. I'll just recommend later on that y'all turn off the sound when that turns on because it is not the quietest thing. I tend to wear earmuffs when it goes. So, but you guys will figure that out. So, hope you all have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate it very much, and thank you guys for coming.